Guys, welcome to...
Hello? Is it this stream you're looking
welcome,
for?
welcome to the Keyard Podcast, episode 24, sponsored by
Yeah,
KB's
obviously you just
Key
subscribed.
Toothpicks. Ready for...
yeah,
and Grexcellent has resubscribed with a brand new alert that we were going to show off in the meantime, which is going to be one of the highlights for our show today. But also, thank you, Emma Fee, as well. Thank you for joining.
You didn't. You kind of cut yourself off midway through the sponsor. Do you want to start that again?
No. It's Katie's Special Toothpicks. If you want to look cool and just dance around at lunchtime in a block of flats, then you should be fine to pick this up. Only £10.99,000. There we go. Okay.
Oh my God!
How
Right.
have you been, Rob?
I've been all right, mate. I've been all right. Yeah, it's been an interesting week for me. I've managed to buy my MacBook battery at long last because I finally got paid on Friday. This has felt like the longest January ever. Can I just say? I mean,
I know. I've still got £500 left in my account, and I'm like, who's been donating without my permission?
But you know, we've it's been a chill week, really. Just been I've been continuing on my escapade of streaming covers and requests and things. And at one point, actually, Bees dropped into my channel, which was a huge surprise.
He did.
A huge, pleasant surprise, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And this was actually, I started the stream and my HDMI cable that I bought. Well, I'm not sure if it's the cable or the monitor, but one of those things wasn't working. I feel like from now on, bad pop shield. I feel like from now on, I'm going to stream in here.
Yeah.
Which is my office. We'll have the album Lucky Dip still, by the way. Those that you that are wondering, I'm just gonna have to go in the other room to do it, just because I think this computer, it's our home computer, but the CPU is so much more powerful for streaming purposes. Like the alerts work, and I've now set up like trigger alerts from integrated into my channel points.
Yeah.
So, like for example, when someone presses the hydrate button, it comes up with a clip of Father Jack from Father Ted going "fucking water."
I like that.
And when and also for 10,000 points, you can redeem Lars going, "He fucking left the band."
I like that.
And also Torben for 6,969 points. Nice. You can redeem Torben saying, "I would say delete that," you know. So yeah, basically this week has been mostly spent trying to integrate new things into my Twitch stream, I would say, you know.
Yeah.
And this includes gift sub alerts and new channel point redeems and things like that. And then Bees dropped in, and like I said, I was in a bit of a mood because my HDMI to monitor cable wasn't working for some reason. I'm gonna have to sort that out, but I need obviously multiple monitors to stream, and I was a bit peeved, you know, by that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bees just comes into the chat. He's never been on my channel before, and he just drops into the chat out of nowhere, and he drops 10 gift subs. I have the clip here, so you'll also get an eye on what my new 10 gift sub alert will be like. I know, Kevin, you might like this.
Yeah. So here it is. So we have got, and it comes up almost instantly. That's the one few things that hasn't been messed up by my wonderful intro. Let's go.
What the hell? What? Bees! Oh my God! Hello, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Jeez, that's perked me up no end, I tell you. Do you like my little 10 gift subs alert there? Mate, it's so
I was a bit
good to see
flustered,
you.
as you
Thank
can tell.
so
I didn't
much for
expect
dropping
this.
in.
I don't blame you.
Right, I'm gonna do me a favour.
He just comes and gives 10 subs.
Forgive me, Rosie, but I am gonna.
I think you can stop it there. We get the idea.
pass on
I just then
Ross.
ramble on for a bit.
Yeah. Does he have any few? What's it called? Oh, yeah. I wonder if he has some sort of gifts left over. Bees, my channel name is Kieran Benji. Let me know how that goes.
If you're listening, Bees, which I very much doubt you are, you're probably enjoying your day off today. He's actually going to be streaming on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. I've actually been asked to come on 666 Live tomorrow, which is his new kind of phone-in show that he's incorporated into his stream. Obviously coined by the wonderful Gregcellent, who is in the chat. 666 Live, we're basically talking and we talk about random topics that are on our mind. And I suggested I come on and talk about my favorite wrestling themes, which we'll get into later. But yeah, you've made the transition then from Streamlabs to OBS.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that more and more people are doing. I think it was originally I was in a voice chat with Grebo when he was mentioning go back over to OBS, and I could see why, because like you remember when I was doing all the VR streams and they just kept on, like, after a while, they were just lagging and lagging and lagging. And then when I checked my task manager, there was like 25% of my CPU was taken up solely by Streamlabs. And I was just like, this is not on.
It's mad, isn't it?
More of it by Steam, and it was just used at 100%. So it's mainly for that reason, but also it's like a contingency in case it happens for anything else I do, and it would take the load off anything else that I try to process on the computer, essentially. But with that as well, it means that I have just like put in just new. Put it on this chat on this side. Put new like modifications onto my stream just to kind of show how the transition has affected things. So that includes new alerts. And I mentioned this already. So the idea of behind it, I mean, I like to sing and I like puns, so I thought I'd mix the two together. So instead of
now KB has already shown me these alerts, but we're gonna show them off to you probably.
Keep in mind, some of them are gonna probably appear one after another, but they appear on random. So every time someone follows, it will come up with a different one, or there is a chance of the same one coming up. So if I click follower event multiple times, and I can't hear it on mine, but just let me know if you can hear it on yours, guys. If I click it 5 times, so you can hear that one, I hope.
I believe in a thing called following. Just go and click on that heart.
Yeah, guys, do let us know if you can hear these, by the way, because I also can't hear them on mine.
You can't hear? Oh, for God's sake. I don't know why that is.
Just go and click on that heart. Follow you, follow me.
Oh yeah, they can hear them. Brilliant. They're great, though, aren't they? I love the darkness one.
The darkness. The thing was, I had to like re-loop everything just so that they would not just show a still image afterwards. So the subscriber one, I'll do a community gift one because I still have to fix the gift one.
Subscribing.
I don't know if you know, by the way, but the Discord command you set up, that still needs sorting out. It's just coming up with like stars.
I turned the bot off, but it keeps on doing that. I don't know why.
Streamlabs and when the bots collide with each other, I still have problems with that. You know.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. At least it's on my page anyway. So that's the community gift. If I do subscriber event 1, I'll do that 5 times.
I click my mouse and then I subscribe. It's the only thing that brings you good content.
That is truly terrifying. The amalgamation of the Koru mask and your face together.
I know. I was surprised that it'd do a reface. Like it was just, I don't know. It was actually Katie that came up with the second line for that one.
Brilliant. Kudos to her.
I came up with, I click my mouse and I subscribe. And she's like, it's the only thing that brings you good content. But I came up with that all by myself. The Hey there Delilah one.
No, it's brilliant, mate. Trust me, it's brilliant. And I mean, you're happy then you made the jump from Streamlabs to OBS, then OBS Studio.
Yeah, for now, and I hope that continues. Just one last one, because I think I didn't show this one on the stream yesterday. I'll play it twice.
You know what you've done? You just donated, baby!
Born too late to explore the Earth, born too early to explore the universe, born perfectly to explore both
I
worlds.
like Greg's idea. Yeah, I'll consider that.
Donated, baby!
That is
My name
Greg.
is Bill.
You are the king. Like Gregsolent in the chat has just suggested that that you should have Walk by Pantera for a sub streak, as in subscribed. What do you say?
I've practiced with Phil Anselmo's voice from time to time. So
I mean, that Greg, you are the king of ideas. Like he's the one who came up with 666 live as well.
did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
and his hijacks are always immense on Mosh Talks. Big
Right.
80s rock guy. Just there, the community on. I guess I could kind of segue that into some of our good friends that we've made through Twitch getting affiliate status, because Greg is just about to start his streaming career, and Greg, you can always come to us for any advice or whatever that might be able to give you, no matter how small. But our good friends Michael Winfield and Laura, aka Rosie Droid. Well, Laura actually, she's one away from affiliate. So if you haven't followed Laura yet, she's like so super close to getting affiliate status. But Michael and Stay Puffed Mallow, they both have reached affiliate status this week. So massive congrats and massive props to them, because they do work very hard and they're super nice guys. And Laura as well, she absolutely deserves it. So if you guys that haven't followed Rosie Droid yet on Twitch, please do give her a follow if you can.
Yeah, congrats, guys, and we'll be sure to set up a team soon when
I'm
at least
hoping
one of us
that
gets...
I'm hoping that once Bees gets partner status, which he must do at some point, like they can't just keep denying him, that he makes a Mosh squad team that includes like me, you, Michael, Stay Puffed, Rosie, etc.
I mean, he was paid for being a journalist before, so for him not to be, partnered with Twitch when he's pretty much doing the same sort of stuff is ludicrous.
It is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Mosh Talk cinematic universe, precisely. Greg.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our own spin-off films.
MTCU.
Me and KB are gonna be like the new WandaVision series.
I do remember in the chat yesterday we were coming up with bees puns, weren't we? And I think he was on about AC Milan, and I just said AB's Milan, and he went, very good, very good.
AB's Milan, that's awful.
I know. I think that's why he just rolled his eyes.
I'm actually still I'm still working on the clip compilation for Mosh Talks. I don't know when I'm going to finish it by, but I do need to get. I've been meaning this past week, and I've been experimenting more with Adobe Premiere just in case my company asks me back off furlough.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they will, but I've become. It's been so long since I last worked as an editor for my company. Yeah. I feel like I need to refresh myself, and what better way to kill two birds with one stone than bringing a bunch of clips in from some of my favorite Twitch streams and making like a compilation out of them. So
yeah, happy with that.
But yeah, just going back to OB, I mean, I still use Streamlabs, and I do think now it's the MacBook. And it's just cannot handle the amount of memory used to set off alerts and things like that.
Well, that's the thing. I think because the only things I think OBS really takes care of, like you can have your activity feed if you want. I mean, you don't have to have it in there, as well as like I've got my stream chat in my OBS, and then I got stream info, which I think I only bring up when before my stream. I could take all those out and like run it bare bones, and it should be, it should be fine. And yeah, as Emily said in the chat, it should
mind you, I have a lot
bloatware.
of stuff on my MacBook currently, and I underestimate the amount of power that it would take to stream something. So which is why I'm currently I'm probably from now on, like I said, I'm probably going to be using this home computer that I'm streaming on for this podcast right now.
Yeah. I will say
because
as well.
it can just handle it better, you know.
Yeah, I will say as well. I think when I was using Streamlabs, I was streaming with a constant audio bitrate of 160 bits per second. But now that I'm able to stream high quality, I've got it on that, and I did test today to see if I could stream with a constant video bitrate of 3500, and haven't had any complaints in the chat. So it seems like it's going well.
There you go, onwards and
like,
upwards. You know,
and if I ever wanted to download it, then I can download 320 kilobytes per second, high quality audio. So that's great. That's great for Spotify as well. Why not?
That is good. I'm just glad we've got a little kind of really nice niche community here of like-minded people, you know, and hopefully we can end up branching out and you know, having a bunch of like-minded Twitch streamers in a big community. You know, that would be super cool.
I mean,
so again, kudos to the guys that got affiliate this week. So that's MS Winfield with a 1 instead of the I after the W, and Stay Puffed _Mallow. So they're both awesome guys. Managed to reach affiliate status. Go and follow them if you can. And Rosie, please do go and follow Rosie Droid again. She's so close to getting affiliate status herself, and she's a lovely person. And you should go and watch her streams.
Yeah, I swear as well, I am going to make more of an effort to check out other people's streams as well. So I know I've been a bit distant. I think I've just been really busy. But yeah, you know, when I see new people posting in the self-promo section or whatever, I'll you know, I'll be sure to check them out and drop in and say hi and things, and you know, promote in whatever way I can. So,
well, you know, we've got lives. I mean, I'm actually trying to work out a cohesive schedule for myself.
Yeah,
but I'm using, you know, the website Clash Finder that we used to print out festival timetables.
You're using that for your Twitch.
I'm using what it is, right? I've logged in. I've logged in, right, using my email address. Yeah. There's like a sandbox thing that you can, like, you know, not an actual thing where you have to actually print it out, but like it's like a tutorial thing that you can like add stuff. And I realized that you can add like just random names and put them in like, you know, this time to this time, and then below that another stream from this time to this time.
Yeah.
And I've been wasting all my time putting all these things on a massive spreadsheet, where I should have, it was a lot easier to just look at that and go, there we go. That's a little window of opportunity that I can stream in. So hopefully, guys, by next week, middle of next week, I should have a coherent schedule for you. My first coherent schedule.
Yeah. All right. Happy days.
Right then, what should we move on to now? Football, shall we?
Oh yeah, football. And we promise it's not going to be all football. It's usually just 10
No.
talking.
I know we were kind of throwing a few people off last time, but you know, that's what I like about this podcast, is that it's somewhere to chat about this thing, you know, these things that I don't normally chat about.
Yeah.
So do we want to start with
just to respond to Greg? Let me. I was just going to say, just try putting the link in again, but it's still doing it. I've literally got everything turned off in Stream Elements, but it's not allowing any links. It must be something to do with Twitch.
Yeah, maybe just go on your channel dashboard, mate, and then just like undo. Twitch has been behaving really weirdly. You know, it's like I said, it didn't let me clip that clip of me reacting to Beez's 10 gift subs for some reason. I had to make it a highlight.
Yeah.
No, there was no legitimate reason why that shouldn't have worked. And I actually emailed Twitch about it, and they go, "Oh, well, it must be your sub-only VODs have been turned on." And I checked, and they weren't. So
I hate it when support does that. Like, you know, doesn't look at the problem themselves, just assumes what's happening. And just the one thing you want to avoid with any sort of support is having you want to have the customer come back to a minimal amount of times, so that they don't have to like go on and on and on, like it's an ongoing problem.
It's probably worth putting a ticket through, mate, if you get onto Twitch support about that. But if you can't sort it out. But anyway, football, and Jordan has just informed us that Newcastle has just won 2-0 at Goodison Park. That's a huge result.
Lovely.
I mean, you could have like two sides of that coin though, because on the one hand, it's great that Newcastle finally have a win under their belt, because we've got a few mates in the Mosh Talks community, including our very own Murray man, who's in the chat, who are Newcastle supporters. So I'm quite happy for them that they've actually got a win under their belt. But on the flip side of that, of course, it means Steve Bruce is his sort of the board are going to have a bit more confidence in him now that he's won at Goodison Park. So it's
Bear with me. What the? Hang on a sec. Has it just all turned off?
no, it was right.
What the?
For
Hang on
some
a sec.
reason, we have these
What
these
the hell
bookmarks.
What? Oh, I clicked on something and then it just like reloaded everything.
Brilliant.
Why did it
All
do
right.
that? Hang on a second. Bear with me. Sorry about this, guys.
Can't you move it to a different screen just so it doesn't show the bloody?
No, literally, like it's just like cancelled the whole browser out. But
Brilliant.
it's displaying somewhere. I don't know where. Why is it doing this to me?
I mean, this proves that we don't do this.
Right. Bear with me a second. Let me reload that.
You guys can still.
There we go. Let me do that again. For some reason, I'll tell you what happened now, but why? This is annoying. Hang on a sec. I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't know why it's decided to do this. Basically, it opened up like a new window, a new tab, but it hid this one. So when I closed the window, everything just like it just all turned into a blank page, but I could still hear Rob and everything. So I don't know why that hid.
Now I'm kind of half and half.
Yeah.
And you're kind of half and half as
It's
well.
not displaying you as a tile. Ah. Why, Delilah? Right, hang on. Bear with us, guys. Just,
I'm just going to catch up on your comments actually whilst KB's sorting all this out. So let's see. The walk idea is brilliant, Greg. I like that. Please allow "come" as an allowed word, Coyote says. So there we go. That's one thing for your next.
Yeah. Well, I think I just allowed it. So. Oh.
There is bear come. There is bear come. Yeah, it does sound like he's saying that on my alert. I don't care if it was 6 a.m. his time, Tim. He should want to tune into our bloody podcast.
Yes, wakey, Beezy.
We can rival Metal Hammer, damn it. Good go. Right. You've used normal OBS and XSplit ages ago, not used Streamlabs. Well, Streamlabs it is what it is. It's
XSplit. I don't know anyone who uses XSplit anymore. It's like
I don't know what it
it
even is. To be fair,
it was like the professional streaming software when it was just OBS or like.
Well,
not even OBS.
clearly you don't want to use that because this stream is anything but professional at the moment.
It's like when the drummer
right.
breaks their drumstick live and has no replacements. Right, that should.
Oh, Coyote did get you to the 50 mark. Brilliant. Well done, Rosie. Congrats on getting affiliate. So there you go.
Right, there we go. We fixed it.
Yeah. You've been referring to all our streams as the Mosh Talk spin-offs around my friend since it started. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Seth. It is great to see how awesome everyone else is doing, including yourself, Roddy. Punk Drum 77. Give him a follow as well because he's started streaming.
Nice.
Yeah. So back to the football then. Newcastle just won 2-0 at Goodison, like we were just informed by Jordan. Like I said, great news. Well, great news and bad news in that it's great news that Steve Bruce is. It's great news that Newcastle have won, and we know a bunch of Newcastle mates, including Murray Mann in our chat and Goff Botherer in the Mosh Talks Discord. They're Newcastle fans. They'll be kind of happy with that, but at the same time, they'll be annoyed that Steve Bruce will probably still be there as a result of winning at Goodison, because they've wanted rid of him for a while.
Yeah. I think I can't really say much on Newcastle because I don't know much about the history. The only thing I knew was before him was obviously
Well, they've basically had a
Benitez.
murderer's row of
Benitez.
bad managers over the last few years. You know, you have Steve Bruce, obviously. You had John Carver, Joe Kinnear, Sam Allardyce. They've all been in charge of Newcastle over the years. The only decent one they had was Rafa Benitez, really.
He was
And
another.
he's just come back from China, managing in China. So, there's probably hope that Newcastle fans have in that. I don't know, Murray, man, if you would want Rafa back personally.
He was just more coffin fodder for Chelsea as well, isn't he? Like,
I guess so. Oh, Chelsea, by the way. I mean,
there's that news as
we'll
well.
probably cover that, I think. So they rather unceremoniously gave Fat Frank, the old elbow, and they have brought in Tuchel from PSG.
So
what is your view on Abramovich's sort of endless revolving door of managerial appointments and dismissals then?
he just seems like a very impatient chairman to me. Like, he doesn't give any manager time to fit into the team and give them the team they want. And I think that is what Lampard was doing. But I think, he last season it wasn't too bad, but with what he had due to the ban, I think he worked well with it. He brought up newcomers like Abraham and Mount, and they'd been performing really well. And it's unfortunate that he'd brought in Havertz and Werner. And they just haven't performed as well as people hoped they would. I
think they've still had a bit about them. They've still got the odd goal here and there. But
what is going on with Werner's his accuracy and things like that? Like I just see all these TikTok montages of Werner being right by the goal and then just kicking it up into the roof.
You don't think he's going to be like a new Andrei Shevchenko or Fernando Torres? The star striker that Chelsea signs that end up not replicating the form they once had.
Pretty much, and I personally think he needed more time. It's clear that at least Man U have actually given Ole the benefit of the doubt in that regard. You
can see that they're reaping the rewards, really, aren't they? Most Man United fans in November or October were like, "Oh my God, Ole, get rid of Ole, get rid of Ole! Oh my God, what's going on?" Yeah. Now they're second, third in the table.
I know, and
just goes to show if you give managers. I mean, I was like with Arteta in November. I was like, right, he's got to go. This is beyond the joke now. We're in the relegation zone.
Yeah,
and since he stopped playing bloody Willian and Pepe regularly, and he's brought in Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe. We'll get on to Smith Rowe in a minute, but our fortunes have drastically improved since the turn of the year with Arteta at the helm. And that's the thing. If you don't allow a manager to build a legacy at a club, then what chance have you got at Chelsea if you're a Chelsea manager?
I think
it's how long's Tuchel going to last? Probably 2 seasons.
Yeah, I would. It gets to the point now. You see the track records, and most managers now wouldn't touch being a manager at Chelsea with a 10-foot barge pole. I think, in terms of managers, I am starting to raise questions over Mourinho. Mainly because, I think not necessarily the last straw, but the decisions he made on Thursday were just odd. Let's recap.
Well, to be fair, you got back into it, we
got back into it. No, we were playing the game really good to start with, and then just near to the end of the first half, then we let ourselves down, and then the changes that were made at half time made things even worse because not only was Doherty, who was playing a terrible, terrible game, was kept on in favour over Aurier, who would. He hadn't played the best game, but he was definitely playing better than Doherty. And they sub Doherty off, and then they bring... Who'd they bring on? I think they brought on Lamella and...
Lamella? I can't believe you still have Lamella, to be honest.
Lamella.
How long has he been there for? 10 seasons?
Yeah, Lamella and Winks they brought on. And it was just the thing is, the thing I don't get about Mourinho at the moment is he'll say to Ali and Bale, you need to prove you need to prove yourself if you want minutes. But then he puts someone like Harry Winks on after just scoring a great goal in an FA Cup match. And I don't understand, because Winks has not had the best track record this season. He
Well,
didn't have
we've
the best
got
track
Greg in the
record
chat saying he
last
doesn't
season.
really rate Winks at all.
Neither
so.
do I, and I just don't understand why Mourinho is just like really biased towards these players like Ali and Bale, who are, Ali's starting to be more consistent again, and Bale hasn't even had chance to get minutes, and even because Kane had to get taken off at half time due to injury, they didn't even put Carlos Vinicius on, so they lost that attacking prowess that they had in the first half. So no wonder Højbjerg had to go up there and start showing more attacking prowess, and that probably distract him a bit from being able to defend. And Rodon made a silly mistake with the last goal, but he definitely was defending better than Dyer on the night. And Lloris, I don't know what was happening with him either. Normally he's quite commanding, but in that game, like, he made some miraculous saves during the first half, but then he just started to slip, and there was no communication between him and the defenders, and it just went tits up from there.
Well, we got an interesting point raised by Jordan about United being up there, United being second. He says he thinks the standard of the Premier League is really poor. United being second is more down to everyone else not being great than United actually being any good. Arsenal haven't been great. Tottenham inconsistent. Chelsea been poor. Liverpool been losing games. United are scraping wins against everyone. They're not blowing teams away or outclassing anyone. City are the only team that have shown any consistency. I mean, I know you would say that, Jordan, because you're a City supporter, but I kind of like the whole, the fact that it's a bit more competitive this year. You have West Ham in the top 4, and they've just signed Jesse Lingard as well on loan. So they could be a real dark horse in terms of like a European place.
Imagine if they actually do win it. That would be weird.
And again, it goes back to legacy, because Moyes, everyone at West Ham, everyone in their mother, sister, and husband wanted David Moyes out of West Ham. And look where they are now,
Yeah,
he's turned things around seemingly.
there is a lot of teams that you would have thought they would be near the relegation zone. And
Aston
they're
Villa,
near the top.
as Tim points out as well.
Like,
they've
Aston Villa survived relegation last season, and now look at them.
By the scruff of their neck, and then skin of their teeth, not scruff of their neck, skin of their teeth. And they've got, they're behind us, but they've got 3 games in hand to go. They can easily overtake us, still.
Yeah, I said on Twitter that when I was unbanned, obviously, that I was.
Are you still banned?
No, I'm not banned anymore. But I said that this whole Sane and Con, Kane and Son show is. It worries me.
Sane and Con, that's a Freudian slip, I tell you.
Yeah, it worries.
Sane and Con.
It worries me because I don't want the team to be over reliant on that. The idea is that only Kane and Son can score goals and everyone can score goals once in a while. I think it's the whole team that needs to be consistent. It needs to be the Spurs show, not the Kane and Son show. That's how I see it.
Well, we have Gregson saying that you should have stuck Vinicius on and just Route 1 Allardyce it up to his big head.
Yeah.
Always got a chance with the Hail Mary tactic. Well, Mourinho does he play long balls? He's a bit more of a defensive merchant, really, isn't he?
He's more of a counter-attacking guy, isn't he? He
likes
those fast players that can recover from a defensive position in order to score it upfield. Harry Kane's he can be pacey, but he's not the paciest. So he's a good target man. But you could see it. He got caught out quite a lot in that Liverpool game. Son was the only one who could get into the spots. But one thing I would like to mention, and that was that, and don't get me wrong. Before I say this, it was still our own fault that we lost. But there was a point where Son was about to score, and Alisson caught the ball outside the box, and the refs didn't care, and he wasn't caught out for that, which. Usually that's a red card, isn't it? If you deny a goal like that, and he wasn't. So I think that was a bit biased in that. The other thing was the offside goal. The goal that was ruled out for offside, the first one, was the VAR check was. I think it was checked. It showed that it was checked a few frames after it left Ndombele's foot. So. By the time it actually left Ndombele's foot, you can see on on the screen that Son wasn't offside. So it seems a bit picky. It seems
Well,
a bit dodgy.
we know how inconsistent VAR has been. And I don't want to get into that yet again. But we have Tim saying a Spurs fan he listens to on an FPL podcast thinks that Jose should play Vinicius up top and Son on the wing, but thinks he'll just play Son up top.
He will. I no doubt he will. And
well, now that Harry Kane's injured, isn't he?
Yeah. I think Bergwijn is he's probably going to play on the left and then maybe Bale on the right, or the stupid thing, he's probably going to put Lucas on, who has shown a great deal of inconsistency this season, and I don't know why Mourinho still has faith in him. I just don't understand Lucas Moura as well. Just because he had that hat trick 2 years ago in the Champions League semi-final, doesn't mean he's still good now.
Jordan says, thoughts on Kane staying at Tottenham his whole career? Genuinely think if he stays, he might genuinely retire without winning any significant silverware, and he's too good to waste his career like that, in my opinion.
Well, based on the explosions that apparently happened at half-time during the game, because Aurier reportedly left the stadium and had a row with Mourinho. Because
really, I didn't hear about this actually.
Yeah, he rowed with him and then left without watching the rest of the game. And to be honest, in any other situation, I'd be like, "Oh, support your team," but I would feel betrayed by my team if.
Well, I honestly feel like if you just get in, Pochettino was, Jose has always been an antagonistic manager,
Yeah,
and he doesn't repay if he puts faith in a player and they don't perform, he just drops them. End of story. Whereas he like someone like Pochettino would probably nurture talent a bit more, and Kane can carve out something with a manager other than Jose.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I mean,
and you've still got a chance of winning the Carabao Cup against Man City, and Man City. You're a bit of a bogey team for them. I think you're probably going to win it.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I'm writing the Premier League off because it's not really much of a chance of that.
You don't think Spurs will be in the mix?
I think probably maybe top 5 at this rate.
Oh, I think you'll be higher than that, to be honest.
Maybe, I don't know. It depends how more inconsistent teams like Chelsea, Leicester, and all that become. Maybe we'd end up in top 4 then. But it depends on them as well. And
it's exciting for me, really, because I genuinely don't know where the league's going to go this year. That's why I'm quite excited about this. I mean, it's a complete write-off for us as well. Like, we're out of the FA Cup now. That was our only chance of getting any good silk. We're not going to win the Europa League.
Yeah,
no chance. But I guess I can sit back and relax now at how the league is going to pan out. Really.
Yeah, because you kind of
because we're not going to get relegated, and we're probably not going to get Champions League either.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I think Jordan's. Greg first said I think we could win the Europa. I could see that happening.
I keep forgetting you're still in the Europa. Yeah.
It depends because we've got teams like Sevilla. No, is Sevilla in there or?
Probably.
I know. Manu
Sevilla are always in there.
And then what Jordan said, Spurs are our bogey team, Man City, and I could see that, and I could say that Liverpool are definitely our bogey team. Liverpool always have a way to come back at us, and it's always by that fucker Bobby Firmino. It's always him. Like, he doesn't score much against any other team, but he somehow manages to score against us, doesn't he? Twat.
Well, so Tim has raised a question. Thoughts on Ødegaard? This is for me and how we would do. We're going to get onto that actually now. So I'm quite excited about Ødegaard coming in. Arsenal have been crying out for a creative attacking midfielder for so long now, and now that we finally hooked Özil out to Fenerbahce, and he's still relatively young, Ødegaard. He's 22, so the fact that we have this kind of young attacking nucleus kind of coming through of him and Saka and Smith Rowe gives me a lot of. I feel like this could be an actual, because Arsene Wenger was always about Project Youth and all that, but didn't necessarily succeed in the way he wanted it to. I reckon Arteta could actually build a solid foundation with this lot to go forward. This could be our kind of Kane and who else is a good young, like Grealish, all them coming through. I reckon this could be a good foundation to build on, for us. Apparently, Arteta has been saying he brings special qualities that Arsenal have been missing. I mean, it's not hard really when you have when players like Willian and Pepe have been your attacking, threats for most of the season. Isn't it funny how as soon as we drop Willian and Pepe from the lineup and bring in Saka and Emil Smith Rowe, God knows why Emil Smith Rowe was frozen out of the team for so long, because he brings like the qualities that he brings and the link-up play he has with Bukayo Saka. Like he's a revelation, and I always thought he looked, I remember watching him in like one of his first games for Arsenal in the Europa League match at the Emirates, and I thought he was quality then. I think I even watched Saka's debut for Arsenal, which I believe came in the Europa League game, and he was actually playing as a striker.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy has something about him. I feel like he's not really striker material. I feel like he could be good in the sort of on the wing, maybe,
Yeah. I was just looking at Greg's like best young England talent, and then Greg says Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard. Yeah, I know.
But in
hopefully it
response
won't go that route, Greg.
in response to that, I probably
So yeah,
rate
Ødegaard.
Mount.
It's good that we've pried him away from Madrid, because Madrid obviously we managed to pry Ceballos from them and Ødegaard. So I don't know what that says about Real Madrid kind of happily giving their players that haven't been playing consistently away to us. I'm hoping Ødegaard's not going to be another Ceballos that doesn't really offer much aside from the odd goal and odd assist here and there. I'm hoping it's going to be consistent. He's going to be consistent for us, consistently good.
Yeah.
Arteta is excited at Ødegaard's arrival and believes he can help to supply the creativity that was once provided by Mesut Ozil. He's a player that we follow for some time. We believe he's got some special qualities that we need, that we've been missing. We have to give him a bit of time. He hasn't played that many minutes in Madrid, but he's been training hard and looks excited. He's a specialist to play in the pocket, to be in the number 8 and number 10 positions. He can play off the side, a really creative player, really comfortable on the ball in tight spaces. The capacity to create chances, score goals. Yeah, again, it's something we've been crying out for, because there's just some weird void that we have in our midfield that has been prevalent throughout this season, that is kind of in between the shield of the defenders and before the centre forwards. That just hasn't been fully filled yet, And it's I'm hoping he can make a good impression, Ødegaard. Here we go. Arteta said it'd be down to two things. First of all, how well he adapts here and how much of an impact he can have in our team. Second, what Real Madrid and the player think about it. I think he means in terms of if we can get him on a permanent move. I really don't know that much about Ødegaard personally. I'm not one of these people who looks up clips on YouTube of the players.
Yeah.
All I
know is he's had a load of
before they sign for us. But I feel like he's quite highly rated, which is good.
All I know is he's had a load of inform cards on FIFA. That's all I know mostly.
We'll see. I'm not expecting him to start tonight. I'm not even expecting him to be on the bench, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Because really we've got nothing to lose at this point in the season. We're out of the FA Cup. We're probably not going to win the Europa League, and I don't know if Ødegaard's even going to be able to be registered for the Europa League.
Yeah.
No chance we're going to get anywhere near the title this season. Obviously it's a bit of a moot point now I'm making there, but Europe, I still don't know if that's even on the cards. So I'm just thinking this is a season that we can kind of, it's a write-off, and that we can Arteta can continue to experiment with bringing players in, getting rid of Deadwood, and seeing what his best team is, really.
Yeah.
And Jamie Redknapp's actually raised an interesting point that he's got to rise. Erdegaard has Smith Rowe, has to rise to meet the challenge of Erdegaard, and he's saying they're probably competing for the number 10 role. But I don't know. I can see them playing together potentially.
Yeah. So I think who have we got? We've got Chelsea tomorrow, haven't we? I think.
We're on a good run. I've got to say we've taken 16 points from our last available 18, which is a huge return to form in comparison to how it was going earlier in the season. You know, I still get nervous when I watch this because you never know when our form can turn on a dime. You know, and just plummet back down again.
I think in terms of tomorrow, because we got Brighton tomorrow. Brighton, they were in better form last year. The start of the season, but I think they have fallen down in form. So if we lose to them, I will be very, I would be very upset. Not as upset as Thursday's result, but or maybe, who knows?
I think you'll probably get rid of it. In terms of Man United, all the punters on Sky Sports seem to be saying that we're going to win. It's difficult, really. You know, the spanner, obviously, in the curveball that was thrown was Man United's loss to Sheffield United, which is one of the biggest shocks of the season. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're still a consistent team. They've still got a good attacking line with Fernandes and Cavani and Pogba. Whether our defense will handle it, I don't know. I think Tierney is still out as well. Mm-hmm. And I think Smith Rowe has been struggling with fitness as well. So it could go anywhere, really. But I'll be happy with a draw. But I'm quietly confident we can get a result tonight. And I'm never usually confident about Arsenal. I have a feeling, a gut feeling. Mm-hmm. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm going to look incredibly stupid. But obviously, it's not the first time that has ever happened. Deeptone's depth cut.
Yeah. And I just think tomorrow we need to afford to take risks. Not the same risks as putting Doherty on the bloody left-hand side. Like, what was that? When I saw him on the sheet and he was like, left wing back, I was like, but he's a right wing back. So he's just got to turn every time he wants to pass into the box. He
takes the leaf out of Arsene Wenger's book and puts players in positions they don't play. Yeah.
Yeah, like Doherty, I think he's just like, fair play. He's allowed Aurier to get better, but I do think we do need a better right back, one that is good to start, and I think just Doherty, he's had over a half of a season now, and he just hasn't got it.
I think what Redknapp was saying about Erdegaard and Smith Rowe again, just going back to that, is that I feel like he fears that Erdegaard's going to usurp Smith Rowe and Smith Rowe's connection as an academy boy to the fans, and Smith Rowe's going to become disillusioned, which I hope doesn't happen. Because we need to keep hold of this kind of young nucleus and tie them down to contracts and stuff. Because we're already probably going to lose Balogun at the end of the season, which is going to be a bit of a blow, really, because he's a terrific young prospect and he's probably going to do very well wherever he goes. It's I'm excited about this young nucleus. We're going to probably let Maitland-Niles leave on loan, I think. There's a few. It says there's a few options. Hang on. He's going to choose to either go to West Brom or Southampton, apparently, on loan.
Right.
Maitland-Niles. There's rumours that Mustafi could go to Liverpool, which I will laugh my absolute bollocks off if that happens, personally. Because, he's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen play for Arsenal. And if he ends up at Liverpool, then, oh man, it would be wonderful. So you're trying to sort out the links, the hyperlinks? Yeah, there we go. Block hyperlink. Turn that off.
Block hyperlinks.
That.
So it doesn't let. Is it because Stream Elements? It's not a registered mod in here, so that's probably why. So I'll have to let it bypass.
Yeah. Good luck with editing this podcast for our YouTube channel, by the way. If we keep interjecting with all of these.
I mean,
things.
I usually just put timestamps in anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But did you see my block terms and phrases there? There's only one word in there. It's don't say it, but
No, of course. Greg has raised a good point. KB Max Aarons from Norwich to replace Doherty.
I would say yeah to that because like he's got to be better than Doherty at this rate. He's actually he seems like a naturally talented player, and like Doherty, which is like he's one of those players that doesn't have the natural skill. He has to work a lot harder. Where Aurier, he looks like he's built like a truck, so he can just go all around the pitch. Whereas Doherty he struggles to come back, and that is one of the main things a wing back has to do is be able to track back wholeheartedly, because they feed in and then they got to go back. So they probably use up a lot of stamina during the whole match. And Doherty he hasn't got the pace either, I don't think.
Yeah, Tim was saying Liverpool's injuries are bad, but not Mustafi bad, surely. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've already got rid of Socrates, which is good. We've got rid of Kolasinac on loan.
Yeah.
Who else did we get rid of? Someone else who I can't remember, but they were all kind of dead woody, So it's good that Arteta is actually he's pinpointing the weaknesses of our squad and eradicating them.
I'll tell you one last point about the game on Thursday. Ben Davis, he just can't mark to save his life, because you saw one of the goals in that match. Like, there was nobody marking Salah, and he was just like, Ben Davis was there, cooped up with like, was it Rodon or Dyer, someone like that, and he's just like, dude, get in there, he's right there, and it just threw the whole thing off, and it kept on happening. The other thing, I don't know what news is gonna be on Monday, because that's the deadline day, isn't it? Monday.
Is it Monday? Is it? Because I'm always, because of obviously COVID throwing the whole season into disarray and starting later and ending later, and the window not having a winter break and yada yada. I'm still a bit confused as to when the deadline day actually is.
Yeah, I know. Oh, bloody COVID, isn't it?
Yeah, but if we come out of this having sold Ozil finally, put Kolasinac out on loan, he's never going to come back, surely. Kolasinac, if he comes back and has any meaningful role in the team, I'll be shocked. Getting Socrates out. Guendouzi and Torreira were both only loans. Yes, they were, Tim, because no one will pay the extortionate, ridiculous wages. Yeah, Saliba's gone out on loan as well, Tim. It's just such a shame about Saliba, because he hasn't played 1 minute of football in an Arsenal shirt, and I just want to see what he's capable of, But he's had like personal issues and things, so whether he's got a future there remains to be seen.
Yeah.
We've only brought Ødegaard in. We surprisingly brought Ryan in from Brighton, which was a real head scratcher, and just, huh? Oh, okay. Kind of. Well, it's a decent backup option, certainly ahead of Runason. I mean, the poor kid, Runason, he probably needs to be out on loan somewhere, personally. If we end the window, let's just double check who we brought in.
While you're doing that, so Danny Rose is set to leave Spurs for Turkish side Trabzonspor.
Is Danny Rose still there?
He was still there, yeah, but he didn't have a number picked for him. So he was at the club, but he was just not in any part of the squad whatsoever. Which, if only you heard from Milan, eh? Yeah. It's such a dick. But there's also, I don't think as much, there's this speculation still about Dele Alli, but I don't know, I think Mourinho's trying to start giving minutes to Ali. I don't know, it's just really up in the air about Ali.
Yeah.
they refused to give. I think Skip refused to come back on loan from Norwich, so he's staying. He's still staying there. I think Harvey White? I think has gone somewhere as well. He's gone on loan to one of the Championship teams. Because I think was it him or Scarlett who got a goal against Marine. Bear with me a second. He.
So whilst you're saying all that, yeah, we've only brought in Erdegaard and Matthew Ryan, and they're both loans as well. So we probably forked out all of our cash on Partey, who he's fit again, by the way, and I think the prospect of a Partey, Saka, Smith Rowe, and Erdegaard midfield. That's very, very exciting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, our midfield is kind of a bit saturated now, as is our defense. I'm glad we got rid of Socrates. Still, a lot of players in our books that haven't got many. Chambers still yet to have a role in our team. So whether we'll bring Guendouzi back from his loan, because there's rumours of that Arteta's going to bring him back, which I wouldn't mind really. I know they kind of had a bit of a falling out, but water under the bridge by this point, surely, unless he's a proper dickhead, Guendouzi, and he just has an attitude problem, which, there's rumours that he has, Torreira is still out on loan, but it's such a shame about Torreira. I'll be gutted if we lose him, because I think he's definitely still got a role to play for us.
Okay. So I think we've covered up everything.
Yeah, I think we've covered most of the bases, but basically, I'm very excited about Erdegaard, and I hope he does well. And you want to get rid of half the Spurs team? Is that what we're saying?
The ones who don't give a shit.
Yeah, there you go.
They can't say they do give a shit, because they don't. End of story.
End of story. Right then, Reddit time.
Okay, so we've got a few choices here today. We've got. We can usually only do one, so choose wisely. We got what common sayings are total BS. That one I haven't. That's a bit too wordy. What small YouTube channel should everyone be subscribed to? I don't really have enough research on that.
Cringy teenager phase could be a good one.
All right, let's go for that. So
let's
guys,
go cringy teenager phase.
Brilliant. Okay, so guys, we're gonna ask you the all-important question: what was your cringy teenager phase? Right answers only. Yes. Before we go to the answers that are in the post, and I hide my email addresses, how do we think about our teenager phase? What was a cringy moment from us? If I could start, I remember getting locked in the PE changing rooms when I was in year 7 for an hour, because we were all getting changed, ready to, I don't know, it might have been rugby or football, and I went to the toilet, everybody left, and while I was still in the toilet, I heard the door lock, and then I was just like, oh shit, and just sat in there for an hour. But the girls were in the gym next door with the door open, but I didn't want to go in there and say, I'd been locked in the changing rooms, I was too embarrassed. So the boys came back, and the teacher just saw me, and I was like, sir, you locked me in. And he was like, felt. I mean,
I guess
guilty.
that's not really a phase, though, is it? That's just kind of an embarrassing thing. I mean, like,
I suppose
I've seen that video of that first ever YouTube video that you posted.
Oh yeah. Oh, which one was that? The
where you had the kind of the Jeff Hardy sleeve gloves thing.
Oh, that piece of shit. Realistically, my first ever video I uploaded onto YouTube was one called Kieran Random Werewolf Mask, and it was like a 144p video of me headbanging with a werewolf mask on to Son by Rammstein. That was the video.
Right.
And actually, I won't mention that story because it's just for the sake of the stream.
Posterity, yeah. Emma's saying doing graffiti of Green Day lyrics on her walls, ultimate cringe. I mean, I'm the biggest Green Day fan, and I've never or one of the biggest Green Day. Not so much now, obviously, but I'm in a Green Day tribute band, so
Yeah.
I kind of have to commit to it. But I've never done anything as drastic as writing lyrics on my walls or anything.
Yeah, I
when I was
think
younger. I used to be super nerdy, basically. Like I was a big history buff, So I loved like World War II history, and like I used to collect like German army helmets and like insignia and webbing, um, old canteens and like sort of backpacks and harnesses and things that soldiers wear,
Yeah, I
And I
remember.
used to, on occasion, I used to dress up in them as well.
Yeah, there
So that was
was.
that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. I guess I used to collect the Kerrang mags and solely for the posters that were in the middle, so I could take them out and blue tack them to my wall as posters. Little A4 posters. That was one thing. I don't know if you can call that cringy. There was one time in year 7 where we were like listening to Cradle of Filth, and one guy came in with black nail varnish and decided to paint all our nails black. And the teacher was very amused by that because it also came accompanied with my fingerless gloves. I was one of the only few kids in school that still liked playing Pokemon. So whenever the subject of Pokemon came up, it was like, oh, do you want to come to my house and play Pokemon, but don't tell anyone else? It was like that because the kids and the teenagers in my school were very, they loved to poke fun at anyone who still like played stuff that people usually played.
Fun.
Yeah, Pokemon Rush. Like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that as well.
Oh, got you.
I still have the cards and things like that, and it was.
I guess that was more preteens for me, is like Yu-Gi-Oh and Justice League and things. When I was an actual teenager, I was like I was struggling to find my identity, I think, as most of us probably were. And like I said, I was big into history, and I did listen to music, but I didn't really categorize myself as a particular type of music fan. I would just listen to anything,
It was just.
And like I used to, what did I wear? It was just I just throw on anything really. I wouldn't have specific band shirts or anything. I just throw on whatever looked, whatever everyone else was wearing. I was always chasing tail,
Yeah.
and trying to be cool, But I was never ever cool. Still not cool, To be fair, but
I mean,
so we're going through the. In fact, I had a fingerless glove phase as well. It was at uni, probably when you first met me. I used to always wear fingerless gloves and like beanies.
I remember seeing them in your music covers.
But yeah, like I still have a leather jacket as well from my uni days, which I'd still wear, But I'm more of a hoodie guy now, I would say. But I always have been a hoodie guy, really. So in terms of style, I don't know. In terms of stuff I did, I don't know. It's mainly I wasn't even really into. There was a brief period in the mid 2000s where I kind of dipped out of football a bit, and I was too busy like watching like World War II movies and playing Call of Duty and stuff. I was obsessed with like World War II history.
Yeah.
Which is something a lot of people might not know. And I wasn't into music at all, really, apart from Green Day and Gorillaz, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Oasis. Those are always the consistent ones.
I think I was just that kid who was sort of misunderstood in that I didn't really have a good grasp on social cues. So if I was messing around with people, then I'd end up taking it a bit too far. Not as far as killing someone or injuring someone, luckily. But I was just like, say, like for example, there was one time where we were playing rugby in my friend's street, and this guy went over to get the ball that landed in someone's bush, and I pushed him, and he landed into the bush, but the twigs were a bit sharp, and I thought it was gonna get a laugh, but then him and everyone else were annoyed that I did that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, mate, I was like terrible with. So I still am a bit awkward when it comes to social cues and things, and I would always say the wrong thing at school. If someone was antagonizing me and whatever, I would always like make it worse by what I said.
Yeah. I mean,
So I was
nowadays,
I was under a bit of duress really when I was
Yeah.
at upper school for that reason, you know.
nowadays, I just have an automatic thing in my head that says, "Well, imagine if someone did that to me. So if someone pushed me in a bush, would I find
Exactly.
it funny?"
Do
No,
unto others as you would have do
I-
yourself. You
I
know,
would be-
like that. That's something I live by. I feel at
Yeah.
this stage.
But
Anyway, so we have Tim. Just reading through some of the comments. Tim was playing Neopets for too long. What's Neopets? Is that like a kind of
that's like Tamagotchi sort of thing.
Tamagotchi type thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had one of those. No. I think it was more my sister's thing. One thing that springs to mind. Laura says, when I changed my style a bit and got this awful jacket from Blue Banana, loved it, but now I look back and think, what was
I
I
love
doing?
Blue Banana. That's where I got actually. Oh no, it's not here. But I got a Game of Thrones notebook somewhere that I got from Blue Banana. It's like my favorite notebook ever because it just looks like it's old Middle Ages sort of notebook.
Oh, Greg! I think Greg wins here. Writing all the lyrics to "Standing in the Rain" by Billy Talent on the back cover of my electronics exercise book. I love Billy Talent. That's
I
brilliant.
did
that.
actually draw like a Pokedex in one of my notebooks, and then you know how like GAY was like just meant stupid back in the day.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They took two of my friends took my notebook and started like drawing their own Pokemon in it. Like one was called Hippie Van, and it was just a hippie van with eyes on it.
I take it you used to draw the S, you know, the giant S in your notebook as well.
No, I didn't. I didn't understand it. I was just like, I thought it meant Slipknot. That's how out of the loop I was.
I mean, I walk past my school occasionally. I'm kind of getting, you know, I'm digressing slightly, but I walked past my school the other day, and I do think to myself sometimes, I wonder if the kids in that school still like watch VHS tapes of like things,
Oh, no,
or do they have they moved on to like iPads and laptops and things now?
I would say so. Like, especially with like how lockdown has happened and the iPads have become more of a thing in Zoom calls to teach students, and you know, it's become one of those things now that is more of the norm. But back in like I remember when I was in school, and well, when we were in school because we're relatively. I think you're just slightly older than me.
I'm slightly older than you, I think.
You're
Yeah.
older. Yeah, I think. What was I gonna say? Like, I mean, I had a flip phone, like a Sony Ericsson Walkman phone.
Mate, I had a Nokia. I had like a small Nokia bog standard brick phone. You know.
Yeah, and by the time
That had Snake on it and nothing else.
Yeah, and by the time I just got into uni, that was when the Samsung Galaxy S3 was out. And I think that was the iPhone 3. That was or the iPhone 5 or something like that. Was the time that came out. So how now
Definitely,
it's
the
like,
more recent you're born, the more privileged you are with technology. You know, I was using Windows bloody Movie Maker to make YouTube videos back in the
the days of
mid
Sony
2000s.
Vegas. The days of Sony Vegas, and then when my uni degree required not After Effects, Premiere Pro, I switched to that, and then Premiere Pro kept crashing on me, and now I use DaVinci Resolve. So happy days.
Oh mate, I had nothing like. I was using Audacity to make riffs and things.
Yeah, I used to use Audacity, but then I was very, very much an audiophile, and I could see that the maximum bit depth that Audacity could export was 16, and I was recording like 24. So it just wasn't enough. So that's why I wanted to like use Adobe Audition or Pro Tools or something along those lines.
Sorry, just catching up on some more comments before we get into this Reddit thing, because we have digressed slightly.
It is a very interesting subject, I'll say that.
It is a very interesting subject, and we could go on and on. We could dedicate a whole segment next episode to this if you want. Drawing dicks on everything, well, standard, Emma. David says he grew up in the height of nu metal and brought a red hat to be like Fred Durst. That's amazing.
Interesting.
I mean, what? You weren't like. Did you do it all for the nookie, David? Is that what it was?
Way.
So Jordan, Panini just very tempted to do it, but you're not 5 years old. I collected football stickers, Panini stickers as well. Actually,
Yeah.
Come to think of it,
because it was match attacks.
that was when I was that was when I was like really young.
Yeah, match attacks. My cousins used to collect, but then I
Beyblades.
Beyblades, yes.
We're seriously digressing here. I want to get through this,
Right.
but we'll get into all of this. Used to wear a red tie over a white vest, thinking I was Avril Lavigne. That's amazing, Emma. Been both a nerd and a punk since you were about 12, Roddy. What's this phase you speak of? Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Hmm.
You used to have fingerless gloves as well, or well, I mean, I still do, but they always, I can't find them. Usually when I go, it's usually when I go to festivals, you know. I take them. Killing for rattles. Used to get bullied. Oh, having short hair and looking like a boy. Guess what? Your hair got shorter with every trip to the salon. Well, that's not on, Steph. Really,
That's shit,
you know.
isn't it? Yeah.
But you know, I was like I said, I experienced a lot of duress from other people when I was in school as well. You know,
People
yeah, with
remember.
all the cliques and everything.
I will say this: people remembered for years on that I shit myself when I was 7 in school in lunchtime.
You see, that's one of those things that like everyone stays with you.
I'll admit that because I'm not
Yeah,
not ashamed of it. You know,
Hmm.
it happened, and it was because
Kids
some
are cruel.
Other boy,
Kids are very, very
some
cruel.
other boy
you know?
picked me up while a turtle head was poking out and started spanking me. But for whatever reason, I have no clue. But then, because I went to the toilet, they went, he pooed himself, and then I admitted it, which I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, no,
But I
that
was 7,
never
what can you
admits
say?
of that.
Mm.
Let's see. David's school still used to use reel-to-reel film. Wow, that's. I think that's an American thing, really, isn't it? You know, he never really. We had overhead projectors and stuff, and you know, clear slides. that was
Yeah.
our that was our trip. Let's see. Yes to Beyblades.
Oh, yes.
And Emma is wearing fingerless gloves now. All right, well, that's a nice way to wrap it up. So let's get into the Reddit comments, see what everyone else says.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to fake an English accent, not a particular one, just what a 14-year-old from the US South thought people from England sounded like. I must
So
stress
I
that,
say,
please.
old chap, it's this sort of thing, isn't it?
You
Oh
got the
my word!
butter on that scone
Blast.
for me, please.
How
Do you
dare
say
you?
scone or spoon? Because I can tell you there is only one.
Cup of tea and crumpets and
Bad teeth, palaver lava.
fish and chips and double-decker buses.
I love offending myself.
Yeah.
What else we got? A straight edge scene kid. Bloody hell! So
That's fucking insufferable.
that is the holy trinity.
Yeah.
I did have a bit of a vegan phase. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Did you?
Yeah, and then one day
Oh.
I ate ham. I was like, ugh, fuck it. I went back on my word.
Were you ever a scene kid though? Did you have like the fringe?
I was never a scene kid. I was more of a like now we call them metalheads, but at the time I was a mosher.
Mosher, yeah.
Yeah,
Grebo.
I did straighten my hair and mosh with it. And
Everyone called like if you had a Nirvana t-shirt in my school, everyone would call you a Grebo.
a grebo.
I love that. I love that. That was a phrase, you know.
Reading Jean-Paul Sartre's Being and Nothingness on the bus to school in the hopes that a girl would be impressed and strike up a conversation with me.
I love that.
Just be like,
Yeah, reading. I was like I similarly I kind of I did genuinely get a kick out of reading some of Shakespeare plays, but I think it was always in the hope that I would make me look a bit smarter than I actually am. You know.
I would think you'd have to be reading a book like The Notebook or something. The script for it. Had a girlfriend who moved to Florida. What? Oh, as in he made up a story.
Yeah.
I see. A fake
Of
girlfriend.
course. I think we've all done that, haven't we?
Yeah, I've never had an imaginary friend. I think I'm one of the only kids who's never had one. I don't know if anyone else in the chat can vouch, but I just never saw the need for it because I just annoy my sister instead. I used to say "you mean" a lot. What did I have?
You mean?
I did.
What was my colloquialism when I was at school? I don't know. Like
People used to make fun of the fact.
I used to have a different laugh at school.
People used to make.
I
fun
used
of
to laugh through gritted teeth when I was a teenager a lot.
like,
Whereas now I just don't care. I just laugh like kind of ha ha ha.
Yeah, I think people would used to if people were like watching Fairly Odd Parents or some other cartoon in school, they'd be like, "Oh, I like that part when," or that was a great part when, blah blah blah. But I would say it in a more formal way. Do you remember that part when? And people found that funny for some reason.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Do you remember?
No, what I used to do was I used to get things like that wrong. I would like sort of, oh, do you remember from this thing where that happened? You know, just try and fit in, and they go, "What? I've seen that. That didn't happen." Because I used to to try and fit in. I used to like, it was like, oh, I saw, you know, Die Hard the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I like the part, and I would just quote something from the trailer of it, you know,
Yeah.
to try and make myself look cool. Because you know, I was like one of these goody two shoes kids that always stuck to the rules and never watched. Like, I didn't drink, you know, before I got to uni, for example.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
So
Went through a whole girls don't like me as a nice guy, so I'll just be an asshole phase. Shocker, girls still didn't like me. You'd be surprised that people still do that in their 20s and 30s. It's,
oh yeah,
you know,
totally.
there's a whole subreddit dedicated to it.
Oh God, let's not get into that, shall we? I think you've done enough videos based on that, right?
I actually haven't done a reading on nice guys yet. Or I should do one on nice guys and
You
crazy
should do.
girls.
Yeah.
Because they go hand in hand.
You wore. I like this one. You wore 2 watches on one hand because a character did it in High School Musical.
Never copy anything off the Disney Channel.
That's fantastic.
Roxy like a puma. That's all I can remember from the Disney Channel. Hannah Montana. My hair was to my ass, and I wore my grandfather's army coat constantly. I thought I looked badass, but I really just looked like a crazy loner.
To be fair, you know, our mutual friend Dan still wears army coats and things.
I remember
like long ones.
Speaking of like clothes, I remember.
And he's 25, 26 or something.
I remember, you know, there were some girls in school who like wore their shirts like down just below their belly button, and the history teacher pointed out someone's pants line at some point because it said "I love boys' pants," and that was quite a common phrase to apparently, according to Katie. So I didn't know that, but it was just funny that was
baggy
pointed
jeans
out in the whole class. Baggy jeans. Oh yeah, because now I like prefer the skin tight ones.
And chain. Did you ever have a chain
yes.
on your jeans?
Attached to my wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. I met the band 18 Visions.
Here we go. Classic
My
one.
Chemical Romance. Oh yeah.
My Chemical Romance emo, straightened hair, black eyeliner, vampire fangs, white makeup, entire wardrobe from Hot Topic with the iconic black skinny jeans and band tees.
Really, a character from
That is a
South Park?
phase some people just cannot unattach themselves to.
Yeah, because like when I went into sixth form, and then there was people in the years below me, it was not My Chemical Romance anymore. It was Asking Alexandria. It became that. I became mute for almost a whole year and only communicated by notepad.
That's like a Little Miss Sunshine.
I was going to say, yeah. Hopefully, this person didn't have a breakdown where they just like started talking. That was quite a sad scene, though, wasn't it? Yeah. The I'm not like other girls girl. There's another subreddit dedicated to that as well.
Oh God! Right.
Wore a flat cap and refused to shave my scruff. Eventually had a shameful dad status goatee by senior year.
Oh my God!
That must have been some.
I can relate to that. At beginning of uni, and kind of for a bit afterwards as well. I tried a goatee look, a la Tyler Durden Fight Club.
Ah, nice.
And fingerless gloves. It just did. I look back on photos of that and I just go, "What the hell was I thinking there?"
Yeah. Mum, no one understands me, neither do you. Metal is the greatest genre, and like any genre of music, it's real music.
But where's the lie, though? Like, that's not a phase. That's the truth.
That's the truth. The only false prophets are the ones who went out of that phase.
Yeah.
No, I respect everybody's music.
I will wait until they invent a color darker than black. Yeah, like he's pointed out, Vanta Black is probably what you need.
Yeah.
Society bad. Yeah.
I just went through an awkward phase from 12 to 29.
There you go. I'm still going through that phase.
Yeah, I think
we've got 1 year left.
No thanks to 2020. Tumblr in 2014. Okay, we're getting into the Tumblr side of things.
Oh dear.
As a
Here we go.
16-year-old was brutal. I blasted Lana Del Rey's Born to Die album as I walked my family's Australian Shepherd in our suburban neighborhood, thinking I was extremely mysterious and, of course, the main character. I'm the main
Yeah.
character in this story.
The
called
main
Earth.
character. That's the whole main character thing. That hits with it.
Mm.
I never thought I was like that, to be fair, but
I used to like imagine myself in like an anime like Bleach or something, and just like invent my own story arc in my head. I was that kind of kid as well. But it's only now that I've admitted that. I've always kept that as a little bit of a secret.
well, it's
Before
like
that, it
we all
was-
have kind of weird pseudo, kind of closed narratives in our heads, at some stage or another.
Yeah, I mean, before that it was going Super Saiyan, but that was too gimmicky. So
Right.
Yeah, I think we've covered it really. So that's all great.
Yeah, that was a good start. I feel like that's got potential that we could do that again for sure.
Absolutely.
Right. We've kind of talked about the Rumble last week.
So we'll skip that, shall we?
We'll skip that. Well, what I do want to get into quickly, and we can off Would You Rather, because I think we've run out of questions. So we'll end on the listen to this segment. I just want to cover, because it's the Rumble tomorrow, and I'm due to go on 666 Live with Bees to talk about my favorite wrestling themes. I was just wondering what yours were, KB.
Favorite wrestling themes.
So
Ooh.
if this theme played at the Royal Rumble tomorrow night, for example, which one would make you pop the hardest?
No, undoubtedly one of the ones would be Edge. I think he's always got one of the best.
Well, he's said he's going to be in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Which of the one? Oh, it's hard, really. It's like
there you go. Greg said the same thing. Edge
Yeah.
Metalingus. That is it's a tune. It is such a tune.
Yeah. Obviously, I think Chris Jericho's ruled out because he's solely AEW at this point. But
Of course, yeah. He's not going back.
Say if he did enter the Royal Rumble for whatever reason, I would be like absolutely over the moon.
Yeah.
I always cheered when I saw Shawn Michaels come into the ring. It's always wondering what's going to happen when Brock Lesnar enters.
Just in terms of themes, though, like if it's just I was trying to relate it to the Rumble in terms of like, because that's happening tomorrow. But in terms of like your favorite themes.
Yeah. So I've said Edge. I loved Evan Bourne's theme. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, some are born to
That was
fly.
such a good one. Becky
That's
Lynch's
good.
theme is brilliant. I
Yeah.
love Sami Zayn's theme.
Oh, whoa, whoa, let's go.
Aleister Black's first theme, which he should still have.
Talk about themes that just fit the character. Sami Zayn's theme.
Oh, I love it so much. It's just that positive energy.
And Nakamura's.
Oh, Nakamura, yes.
CFO $ were on a bloody roll in the late 2010s, weren't they? With these themes.
See, the thing was,
I couldn't tell you any noteworthy themes nowadays, really, to be fair.
Yeah, I never liked it when they gave Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose new themes, but then they just kept Roman Reigns with the Shield one. I think he should have had a different one as well.
Yeah. Randy Orton's old Jordan, that is a fantastic shout. Randy Orton's old theme. Hey, nothing you can say. That one.
I've never liked that one. I've just
You never liked that one? Oh, it's so much better than I Hear Voices in My Head, though.
No, I prefer that one. I just think
really?
It's like really
oh,
sinister.
man.
Yeah. I love the smooth, sinister nature behind it.
Mercy Drive, that is Burning My Light, his first theme. He actually, as a segue to one of my favourite themes, he originally came out to This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage, which, of course, CM Punk later took.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's CM Punk's best theme.
Yeah.
For me. I think it just suits the character down to a T in comparison to Cult of Personality. And Cult of Personality is still a great song, but like, This Fire Burns, it's like, that is CM Punk to me.
I don't know. I think it was just like a theme that I think when he had it, he didn't get as many pops as when he well, besides from Chicago.
Really? What? Money in the Bank?
Yeah,
Money in the Bank. He came out to that.
I just said, with the exception of that. Let me finish.
That's like the biggest pop he ever got.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that one, but that was, you're always gonna get that pop when you're at home.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Cult of Personality. I just love the funkiness behind it, and I think the way
It's a great song. Don't get me wrong. As a wrestling theme, I think This Fire Burns is better.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion.
I can see what Greg means. Like, it's too much of a song, not a wrestling theme. Like some songs.
Yeah,
are
there
like
you
that.
go.
Like
Exactly. You're spot on, Greg. Yeah. We'll
when I-
probably me and Bees will probably be at loggerheads over this tomorrow because he's a big CM Punk guy, and I have a suspicion he probably prefers Cult of Personality. But we'll wait and see with that one.
Yeah, I do. I've always loved Goldberg's theme because it's just the
Oh yeah.
the orchestral theme
But
behind
I
it
think
is
the
just
whole
so good.
entrance with it helps though, where they
Yeah.
knock on his door and he comes out and he stands in the pyro.
Yeah,
Some themes and some entrances just go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Like the Brood as well, for example, Gangrel's theme,
yeah. I
like the
like
rising above the trapdoor thing. That's one of my favorite things.
I liked Bray Wyatt's theme, the first one. That was good.
Oh yeah, Catching Flies. Yeah,
Catching Flies. That was a good one. What they've been quite a good few NXT themes as well. Can you name any?
NXT themes. Well, there's obviously Bobby Roode's
Yes,
from NXT.
because I was thinking of somebody like
Glorious.
No, I won't give it. Oh, no, I won't say.
We were there for Bobby Roode's debut, weren't we? At the Download 2016 when NXT was there, and he had a completely different theme that he came out to. It was just some generic kind of jobber theme.
Yeah,
It's quite funny.
Kurt Angle's theme, I love that.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's. Well, you know what? Kurt Angle's ECW theme, where he was in there for like 2 months in 2006. The WWE ECW, where he had the MMA fighter gimmick. When he had that,
Pinnacle
I
11,
thought
wasn't
that
it?
theme was excellent because they added a guitar solo over the top.
Yeah. Well, was it Finger 11 who played that?
No, that was Kane. Finger 11.
Finger 11.
The
all right.
wonder of the world is
That was his best theme, I think. I loved Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness theme as well.
Yes,
that was good.
Whilst we're getting into that, Undertaker's Ministry theme is exceptional with the backwards guitar intro and the I would say I think Kane's best theme actually is one that never actually came to fruition, which was a theme that Typo Negative did called Out of the Fire, and it utilized like Mongolian throat singing and like had like that classic kind of Typo sort of dark gothic guitar, and it was bloody brilliant. I recommend looking it up. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's called Out of the Fire by Typo Negative, and it was going to be used as Kane's theme until Finger 11 stepped in.
Yeah, I do like Samoa Joe's revised theme, not the first one he came with because that was just so generic. But I love the dun 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 dun, and especially the he got when he said that thing to AJ Styles. It was like, looks like Daddy's not coming home, but don't worry, I'll be your new daddy.
Yeah. AJ Styles' current theme is weird, I think. I don't like it's a rap song, isn't it? They don't want none.
Yeah, I'm not
not sure if
like
it
that.
suits his character really, personally.
Yeah.
But also I loved the Shields theme, even though Roman Reigns coming out to it is instant heat, was instant heat. Obviously I know he's heel now and everyone likes him, but Durnan, boo.
Yeah. I'm not keen on the "If You Close Your Eyes" song by Christian, but I did like his TNA version of the song.
I like the "Close Your Eyes" when it was when it was his later version of that theme. Everyone prefers the one where the woman's singing it, but I actually think that it's 2009 one.
Yeah, I do. I remember Charlie Haas's theme as well. Dun, 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 dun.
We could talk about worst ones as well, can't we?
The worst one, without doubt, is Right to Censor. I don't think anything would be worse.
Well, it's not really a theme, is it? It's kind of like just a noise.
Exactly. Did you ever see someone did a Michael Cole entrance theme with that, and it was just that theme, but with like him saying Michael Cole.
No, I haven't seen that.
Michael Cole. It's really great.
You're gonna have to link me that. I think I can't stand Seth Rollins' current theme. I don't know if he's changed it since then, but where they've added the "Burn It Down,"
It's just random, isn't it?
it was so much better when it had that huge pregnant pause in the middle before it just suddenly went
pregnant
like dropped
pause?
and went. Yeah, when it's like when the dun 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 dun
Yeah. I mean,
so much more effective.
because the same
No.
the same vocalist for the band who does Cody Rhodes's current theme is the same one who did that one, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Um,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, the Stone Cold WrestleMania 17 theme, absolutely.
Disturbed, yep.
I do Rock. The Rock has one of my favorite themes as well.
Mm.
Is like his Attitude Era theme.
I like the Rock's when he was the corporate champion in 1999, where it had that kind of guitar
Yeah.
in the background.
Yeah, I do love Vince's theme as well.
Yeah.
No,
Which it was
chance.
originally a production theme just to promote the Royal Rumble, No Chance in Hell, and then he took it for himself, and it's just it fits him so well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on all day about wrestling themes and stuff,
One
but
more,
if you
though.
want to find out more of my opinions on it, you can tune into Mosh Talks
Yeah.
on Sunday, where hopefully Bees will get me on and we can chat a bit further about it.
Mm-hmm. Two more, just because women's wrestling themes.
Yeah, I'll leave you to go for the next thing.
Lita's theme and Ashley Massaro's theme. The second one, I think it was.
The latest theme, are we talking about the "So Fuck Your Rules, Man"? That one.
That's Lita's theme. I like that. I like the bit.
That took me a while to get into that one. It was weird.
I love that riff.
Mm.
And then Ashley Massaro's was the Lita theme was like this. Is it by Every Time I Die or something like that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not too
Every
sure.
Time I Die did a Ashley Massaro song, really?
I don't know. That could be me spouting shit.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I would say in terms of my massive guilty pleasure of mine is AJ Lee's. You know, the light it up, light it up, light it up, light it tonight.
Let's light it up.
And Sasha Banks as well. You know, the and I can't go pushing on out the way.
I didn't like it when that girl was singing it live though in one WrestleMania.
Oh, at
She was
WrestleMania,
so
yeah, no,
out
it was
of tune.
horrendous. And Snoop Dogg coming in and trying to save it.
Yeah, you should have just pushed her off the ramp.
A lot of people would say Pages as well.
Yeah, if I remember. Oh
They
yeah.
had the eagle at the start.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was
That one.
quite punky, wasn't it? It was like a punk, gothic-y, punky.
Oh, Oscar's current theme, yeah. How does it go? How does it go again? Asuka's theme.
I don't know.
No, I seem to remember. We saw Asuka wrestle live. We saw her wrestle Nikki Cross to NXT 2016
Yeah.
at the Download
Yeah.
Festival.
And last but not least, Baron Corbin's first theme.
Really?
That
Ah.
is an insanely good theme. I love it so much.
I really do. As much as I like proper music, so we have obviously, when I say proper music, I mean like from bands outside of wrestling, so like Alter Bridge and Killswitch and obviously Disturbed and yada yada. As much as I like all that, I love a good production theme that like Jim Johnston or
Yeah.
or CFO dollar sign have made up,
Yeah.
I don't even know if CFO dollar sign are actually still with WWE. I think they left. They've got someone else.
Yeah, they left.
We explain why there's no noteworthy themes coming out in the last few years.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh. So we'll leave it on that sour note.
We'll leave it on that sour note, but yeah, I will be talking about more wrestling themes on Mosh Talks if you guys want to tune in, and on Sunday at around 8 p.m.
Yep. So, on to listen to this.
Listen to this, which is going to be our last segment because I want to. I've run out of Would You Rather questions now. I think I need to find a new site.
Yeah.
For next week, and I will find a new site for next week.
Yeah, listen to this can go on for as long as possible. Really, it depends on how bored we get of it. But Rob, so back to the deathcore spree or deathcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call it. But there's a band that's freshly new because they've released about 5 songs 5 singles, and that's all they've released at the moment. And they're a band called Abbey Falls. They're from Prague, Czech Republic. It's a bit of a different scenery. So, not your typical American deathcore or anything like that. They've been together since early 2018, and they've got a debut EP coming up called No One's Above, No One's Below. That will be released in the upcoming months, with the first single, Amphisbaena, being released in July. I think that was that written this year or last year? One of the two. So that's not the song we're listening to today. The latest one, No One's Above, which is probably like one of like the songs that really kicked my head in when I had those bass subwoofer headphones at first, and as I got more used to them, it just kind of not necessarily fades away, but you know what I mean. It's just kind of So I'll get straight into it, because there's not a lot we can say about the band because they're freshly new. But the song is called No One's Above. Have you got it queued up?
Yep.
Okay, so on go after 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Well, they don't mess about, do they?
No. That percussion I just absolutely love.
I notice you kind of, when it comes to deathcore, you like your symphonic deathcore, don't you?
I like it when there's more than just chugs, you know?
Yeah.
This riff.
That's a good riff. That's very Kill Switch riff. Drums.
Sounds a bit Chelsea Greenish.
How did you come across this lot?
Spotify.
Just for like a recommended playlist.
You know when you save songs on your playlist and then you put it on shuffle and then one of their songs comes on and you're like, how did I miss this? This was this.
Oh, pitch harmonic. Love it. Oh, God. Where's that China?
Drop the mic, drop the mic. Hey.
All right, then.
Well, that is them. So that was No One's Above by Abbey Falls. What did you think?
Yeah, it's I think structurally it was really interesting. You know, you had all those false finishes, and you know, sometimes it was technical riffage, sometimes the riffs were very dense, and the space was kind of filled with like brass instruments, which was all like violins and stuff. It was really interesting.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, I'm looking forward to what new stuff they're coming out with. Really, personally.
yeah, so they're from Czech Republic.
They are, yeah.
Hmm.
So they recently, the song to describe their other songs. So they had Mayday come out before this, and this is just like a solely breakdown song. It's just like, it's probably heavier than No One's Above in my mind, but like No One's Above is the one with more sort of like diverse riffage. Same with Amphisbaena. Illness is more like a sort of metalcore style song.
Yeah.
And then before that was It Ends Tonight, which is the same essentially, but it sounds like they've got quite a unique sort of sound for that sort of deathcore. So it will be exciting to see what they come up with next. So essentially, yeah, that was No One's Above by Abbey's Falls.
Yeah.
So what have you got for me, Rob?
Right then. So this is a band I was introduced to by recently affiliated Twitch Twitch
Partner?
confidant, shall we say?
Okay.
Stay Puft Mallow on his DJ stream that he does.
Okay.
This is a band called Comatose. They're from Minnesota, and they are atmospheric rock / grunge gate unit is what Rock and Load Mad says. This is their debut album, which was released on January 22nd on Transcending Records. This band doesn't even have 1,000 views on 1,000 listens on Spotify yet, and I think it's a real shame because, as you guys probably know, I'm big into my kind of grunge tinted shoegazy like alternative rock, you know. And this band, you know, it's hum, it's nothing, it's bit of Teenage Wrist in there, bit of Failure, bands like that, you know. And it says it's the sound of existential dread of musicians in 2020 who had their way of life quite literally torn apart by the chaos of the year. Thankfully, one can easily melt into the lush melody and reverb or fall into the despair of the delay-laden vocals through the diverse yet familiar album that will likely bring listeners back to the mid-1990s without sounding dated or derivative. And this particular track, Spread, was written shortly before COVID-19 outbreak became a full-blown pandemic. It was the lyrics were discussing suicidal ideations and making plans for a letter to explain to someone's significant other, but can easily be construed as a COVID-19 patient's last plea, the heartbreak of a family unable to see their loved one as they pass away, and the inability to have a proper send-off and goodbye. Yeah, so this band began in the winter of 2019 to 20 with Jacob Carlson from Fail to Decay, Darren Menz from Fail to Decay and Chrome Waves, Adam Carroll from Fail to Decay, Line Sight and Boy Will Die, and James Benson from Amiensis, Chrome Waves and Fail to Decay, who previously worked together for several years, experienced the true life and daily grind of touring musicians, gathering experiences of long drives, cheap beer and muff pedals to manifest a hazy grunge post-metal mix of audio paradise. Says Benson, the name Comatose was chosen as the name of the band as a result of being part of the Lost Generation. Faced with multiple major global economic crisis, domestic racism and terrorism, a pandemic and climate change, it only felt right to choose something that reflected the mental health of an entire generation. So there we go. That's a bit of background on Comatose for you. They're a relatively new band, and this is their debut album, A Way Back. And this is one of the songs from it called Spread. So do you have it up, KB?
I do. What's it called? Sorry, the song Spread.
I said, do you have it up? And you said yes.
I have Comatose up. That's
right.
what I meant.
The song's called Spread. I don't know which track it is, but should be on there somewhere.
Yeah, I've got it.
Cool. Right. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I like the overall mix of it.
Like the other what? Sorry.
Mix of it. It sounds not necessarily retro, but raw.
It's very dense and shoegazy and atmospheric, isn't it? But it has like
but
the
naturally.
guitars are at the forefront.
Yeah.
You know.
Kind of like a heavier version of like Smashing Pumpkins or something.
Yeah, kind of. I feel like that was an influence on these guys, certainly.
And maybe
Why not?
Deftones.
Yes. And two of those are two of my favourite bands, so go figure. Oh, do you see the rousing? I just love that kind of slackery vocal style almost. It really complements the music, it feels ethereal and kind of drifty. And the harmonies here. The vocals.
It's a nice relaxing listen, but it's like not boring.
Yeah. It's weird, the album artwork is kind of gives you an indication almost of their sound sonically, That whole not driving on a motorway at night and the lights flashing past, Don't know if you call that synesthesia or what, but like.
And I like that sort of distortion that comes out as well in the guitar.
Yeah, the kind of guitar style.
Yeah, you think Tom Morello is on guitar.
Just everything about this song is something that I love in a song, Atmosphere, riffs, lead, ethereal kind of vocals and melody,
BRB saving it to my like songs.
Good man.
The thing, sometimes I don't want to just listen to like deathcore or something like that. I just want to kick back with music like this.
Exactly. It's really like it's a driving song. This could be part. Sun's just setting. You're driving on a freeway.
Yeah.
Perfect soundtrack to it. And this band, and I can see this band touring with a band like Nothing. They have a similar kind of ethereal but hard-edged quality at the same time to them.
Yeah. That was.
There you go. So that was Comatose, sorry, with the song Spread from the album A Way Back, which is their debut record. So what do you think of that, mate?
I found it relaxing in just the sweetest way. And,
yeah, hits that sweet spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, my G spot.
Debut album. This band have barely any listens on their Spotify. They all say under 1,000, which is a real shame to me. I think, I know their album only came out like a week ago. I want to say, last Friday it came out, not the Friday that's just gone. But really, that is actually topped the Nil record for my favorite record of the year so far. I know we're only in January, but I can foresee that album making its way into my end of the year list.
Yeah. And
kudos to Stay Puffed. Massive kudos to Stay Puffed _Mallow on Twitch for introducing me to this band. Do give them a follow if you want to hear more underground tunes like that. I would never have discovered that band otherwise.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that as well. I think more shoegaze stuff, please.
Yeah, well, that's my bag, isn't it? So I I'll see if I can pull out the shoegaze tunes, and you see if you can pull out the best of deathcore.
Sounds like a good mix. You just
Right then,
shoegaze deathcore.
everybody. So that is the end of the Key Yard Podcast, episode 24. Cheers for tuning in, much appreciated as always, and cheers for the resubs and the raid from Michael as well, much appreciated. We will be back next Saturday, I assume, same time, same bat time, same bat channel.
With the 25th episode. How about
I
that?
know, it's a bit of a milestone. We might see if we can do something for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe get Tom in or something.
I might do some tweaks. I mean, we'll see what goes on.
We'll see what goes on. Yeah, but yeah, this was a good one, KB. I enjoyed that. Where can we find you?
Well, you can.
Those most social of medias.
Well, now that my links are properly enabled, you can find me on YouTube, Discord, Kieran Benji. That's my username. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all under the same name, Kieran Benji.
You're pretty much Kieran Benji everywhere, aren't you? So KEYRUNBENJI.
Yeah, and my Discord goes to a custom link with discord.me/Kieran Benji, and that will take you straight to the Discord if you want to get involved in some chats and some new games. A bit of an update as well. I probably this week coming, I do want to try out that sheriff mod on Among Us. So that may be the community stream. That's maybe what it's dedicated to. Either that, or it depends what happens really. But it'd be interesting to try out. I do want to try out some other community games like Pummel Party and things as well. So look forward to those, and Ark, and Ark as well. Actually,
yes. I mean, the Novena Ark server is kind of gone. It's down at the moment. It's kind of dead. And I've got this,
I'll
£8. I've kind of got this £8.99 slab of game that's not being played. So maybe we could work something out with that.
Create the Rob Mob /Key IP server.
maybe potentially. Yeah,
server.
It's one of those things that you get heavily stuck into, and it becomes a bit addictive. So who knows? So as for me, you can find me on Twitch also at RobV93. And I am making good progress, I would say, towards optimizing my stream and making sure that there's no gremlins in the system anymore. And I'm doing quite well in terms of subs. I have about 150 followers now, so I'm super, super grateful for everyone that's followed my channel so far. And I usually do song request covers. So you can get into my chat and do !song list, which will bring up its own website, Twitch affiliated website, where you can request songs for me to play from my list. And I also do things like Jackbox and Among Us on occasion. I'm probably going to move towards artist retrospectives, but when I get a coherent schedule together, you'll know what my kind of style. My style will be fleshed out, and the types of streams I'll be doing will be fleshed out a lot better once I get a schedule going properly. Rob Veryard on Instagram, VERYARD. Also, Rob Veryard Music on Facebook, where I've streamlined all of my tunes, original songs, and things that I've currently worked on. So that in turn will link you to my SoundCloud page.
Yeah.
And finally, RobV93 on Twitter, even though I barely use Twitter nowadays because it's just a cesspool of awfulness. But yeah, there we go. That's all my socials wrapped up. So KB, this is a good one, mate.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone again for tuning in.
Yeah, just a tiny little note as well. Just Greg subscribed with a custom message in the chat earlier. I'd probably need to put custom messages on subscriptions as well, because I mean
TTS, do you mean? Text to speech.
Text to speech, yeah. But you got
that should be easily done. You just need to configure it.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be excluded for people who pay to subscribe as well. So I'll put that up in there. I like doing little tweaks as I go. It makes me excited to show off the new tweaks through every stream because I'm a techie man. Techie. Right, so with that said, we'll do raids after, but we'll sign off now.
Yeah.
So guys, until next time, until next Saturday, or next stream in general, thank you guys for watching, and lights out.
That's it.
Right, so who should we raid?
So we have Cameron Spence Drums, who
Mhm.
we're familiar with.
Yeah.
We've got Mike Mallion. We
Mallion
have
drum.
Coma Happy, who is the bass player of Fan Club, who I raided actually the other night.
Let me raid him as well then.
Oh, have you? Oh, right. Have you not raided him yet?
Nope.
We also have my mate Bird, and we have Renegade 86 from the Bub Squad, who is currently doing Hades.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it from my end.
All
unless
right.
you've got.
No, I think one of those options. So who are we saying?
Fine,
Sorry?
let's go to Coma Happy then. Right. So this guy, Coma Happy, Kev, he's the bass player for the band Fan Club. You might know them if you or any UK gig that had Creeper or Puppy or Milk Teeth or any combination of those sort of up and coming British bands. They usually tour with them. They also supported Metallica at Slane Castle.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Okay, let's read them. How do you spell it?
So it's COMA
Yep.
HAPPY, but all one word.
So Coma Happy.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. It's in.
Nice one. All right. Everyone, please do stick around for the raid if you can and give him a follow if you haven't already, because he's a great guy, Kev. Spoken to him last time I saw Fan Club at the Horn in St. Albans, and super cool dude. But yeah, cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers, guys. Awesome.
Right then, I'm going to get some food, mate.
Yeah. I'm happy.
starving.
I'm happy with the what's it called? The way OBS came out. So happy
Yeah.
days.
Good stuff. All right. I hope